Hello, little recorder, my little journal, my quaint little confessional. I am Agent Joanne Berkeley of the CIA. You should know that there really is no inherent morality in war. I used to work as a propagandist, following the footsteps of my British mother to my American father. That line of work taught me something far truer than anything either of them ever said. War, the world, the devices driving it, the people in the pilot seat. They have no ethics, no morality, no emotionality. You'd think, as a propagandist, a professional so outwardly and deeply entrenched in being emotional, that it would make me highly emotional, very reactive, very sensitive, all those things it's supposed to deeply invoke in those witness to it. If anything, over time it only highlighted the emptiness in me, in the work, the emotionlessness in the words I wrote, and the lack of humanity in the illustrations I designed. The truth of the matter, or rather, the lie, is that creating propaganda does not teach you how you should feel, as its very purpose is to other people. The propaganda has a purpose to the propagandist, one that is very different, if not directly opposed to the one it is intended for society, for the world. For propaganda teaches its creator things which it is designed to hide from the world. Propaganda is not made to inform, it is made to conceal, to hide reality behind a false one, a treacherous and conniving form of ignorance, one which does not hide in shadow but rather convinces you that shadow is light. It is the worst kind of ignorance. The biggest lie the devil has ever given is that he does not exist, that your world is one where he is absent instead of the truth of a world where he isn't. But I'm getting ahead of myself. Propaganda does not teach the propagandist how they should feel. It teaches them the hollowness behind the intentions of enforcing others in how to feel. It is the why they should feel that surprisingly draws out more from the artist than the art enjoyer. It does not draw out passion, of course, unlike the art enjoyer. The art draws out a void from the artist. A truth whispers to the artist that which it lies to the audience. The truth is that there is nothing behind the illustration or the word, that both are as empty as they claim to be full, that both are even more empty in reality. A propagandist does not spread meaningful and thoughtful messages to make the populace feel better because they want them to be safer and happier. A propagandist spreads meaningless chatter and empty promises to convince them to stay complacent, to not become a deficit to the nation, not because you care about them. It was never truly because you care or the government does. It was always because of the benefit your ignorance brings. I learned that as a propagandist. I learned to work for my country not because it cares, but because it knows effectiveness. It knows how to keep the nation alive in ways that caring would only inhibit. It knows how to gain benefits in places where others will let themselves fail. Let themselves be stopped by the lie of ethics, of the lie that is morality. There is no more morality in propaganda than there is morality in the world. No more truth in the lies I put to paper. Just like how propaganda is just made up emotions and hollow feelings made to make you feel better, so too is morality to the world at large. It's true in government, and the government is the world. The government must be the world, for they are all about it. They know the most of it. If anyone were to reflect the world in its most objective truth, It would be the people whose entire country would perish if they didn't seek to understand it as much as they could. If anyone's reaction to the reality of Earth would be truest, it would be those who have the most to lose from it. Obsession, desperation, it brings about the most intelligence. So too is it for the Central Intelligence Agency. They know the world better than most. They have the most eyes upon it, the most hands gripping it, the most ears listening to it, the most mouths speaking to it. If not them, there must at least be somebody. I always wondered in recent years if that's possible. I've never truly believed it, but I played with it. I'm in my office with a globe in my lap, the world nestled in purple pencil skirt. I've done this so many times, it's a guilty pleasure of mine. If one woman can play with the metaphor of the world in her hands, then can one man play with the literal world in his? I've toyed with it in literal ways, comparatively small ways in my previous line of work. Perhaps someone can toy with it on a much larger scale. It's an idea, surely, not one I'll elaborate further on. Don't be surprised that I know that other private recordings have been copied and archived from other agents. You can attempt to place back the original tapes as closely as you initially found them, but anyone can make a small mistake now and again. I know where my voice will likely lead, and I don't mind, really. I'm aware of the tricks. I'm aware of the benefits. I can never stay mad at impressive steps towards effectiveness. Really, Archivist, if you would like, I would be pleased to have a chat on how to go about it with you. How to make less mistakes. There are errors in how you've tried to go unnoticed, and I'd hate for something awful to come about from it.